Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make these mini apple cider cookies. For the ingredients, you're going to want some all-purpose flour, unsalted butter, light brown sugar, granulated sugar, an egg, vanilla extract, baking soda, apple cider, kosher salt, ground cinnamon, ground cloves, and then ground nutmeg. We're going to want to start with 2 cups of apple cider in a pot over the stove. We do want this to reduce down to 1 cup, so I heated my stove to medium-high to gently boil it. Once boiling, you can reduce the heat to a simmer if you'd like, but just make sure you watch it, and once it gets to a cup, you can remove it from the heat. And then we're going to want a cup of unsalted butter, so I'm just taking 2 sticks here and I'm putting them in the microwave to soften them up. Once softened, we can put the butter in a large mixing bowl. We're then going to add 1.5 cups of light brown sugar, as well as half a cup of granulated sugar. And we're going to cream this together until it's light and fluffy. And then, as always, I'm scraping down the sides of the bowl with a rubber spatula to make sure everything's incorporated. Now we can add in the egg, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and then 2 tablespoons of reduced apple cider. And then we can mix this all together. In a separate mixing bowl, we're going to want to sift all our dry ingredients together. So here I'm starting with 4 cups of all-purpose flour, and to that we can add 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and then 2 teaspoons of nutmeg. And like I said, we're just going to want to sift this all together. As you can see, I already started moving on to the next step, but don't forget to add 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and this is optional, but I added 1/4 teaspoon of cloves as well. And then we're going to gradually add the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients and mix. So everything is combined. If you have a lid for your bowl, you can put it on there. I do not, so I'm just putting tin foil and wrapping it and placing it in the fridge. You're going to want to let it sit in here for about 30 minutes minimum. I just did 30 minutes on the dot. And then we're going to want the oven to preheat to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. While we're waiting for the oven to preheat, I'm just going to cut some parchment paper to fit my cookie sheets. You're going to want about 1-inch dough balls, so I took the smallest cookie scoop I could find, scooped it into my hand, rolled it up, and then I had a little bowl of granulated sugar. I rolled that in there and placed it on the pan. You want these about 2 inches apart because they are going to spread. Once preheated, we can put this in the oven for about 9 to 11 minutes.
Later.
Once out of the oven, you can leave the cookies on the baking sheet for about 5 minutes, and then after that I would transfer them to a cooling rack. And then I just repeated the process until all the dough was gone. This is optional, but if you want to make an apple cider glaze like I did and drizzle them over the cookies, you can start with 2 cups of powdered sugar and then add in 1/4 cup of apple cider, and we're just going to whisk this together. I did add like a heaping spoon of powdered sugar just to thicken up the glaze because it seemed a little watery still. I let the cookies cool almost completely, and then I'm taking that glaze with just a spoon and I'm just drizzling it over. I did make sure to have parchment paper under the cooling racks here so it's less of a mess to clean later. I did let this dry a little bit and let the glaze harden up before I put this in a container. And this is it the next morning. You can see the glaze kind of just seeps into the cookie. You can see it's soft inside, kind of like a sugar cookie or a snickerdoodle. But yeah, that's all there is to it. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell button. That'll tell you when they come out. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the recipe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!